Hello and welcome back to the channel. Brandon Davidson here again, and I'm the owner of Davidson Audio, where we specialize solely in the Indian motorcycle audio solutions for the riders. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a install video on some products from Blackout Industries. I have no doubt that you all know what these are. You've seen them. I know I personally have seen these on all the Indian pages that we follow, the one that I manage with Bill Fisher, and that is the Blackout Industries license plate bracket for the Indian Chieftain and Roadmasters, along with the vertical plate bracket for the Indian Challenger. We bought one of each of these for obviously our 2020 Indian Challenger shop bike and our 2019 Indian Chieftain shop bike as well. So in this video, we're going to go over obviously the two differences on these, what's included with the kit, how to remove the OEM turn signal license plate brackets, and how to install these on your bikes. So enough talking, let's go over what's included with these and get them installed on the bike. Alright, so I'm not going to do two separate videos for these installations, even though they are two separate bikes. I'm just going to do one because, for the first reason, I have both bikes sitting right here, and two, the installation process is nearly identical depending on the year. For example, the 2019 Indian Chieftain, the license plate bracket and taillight housing assembly is one piece, so it's just the 3 bolts up here to take the whole thing off. But the newer Indian Chieftain and Roadmasters is like the Challenger, to where it's 5 bolts, so 3 for the plate and 2 for the light housing. They're separate. That's gonna be the only variation of this install process. If you have a newer Chieftain, the process will be identical to the Challenger. And if you have the Challenger or the Pursuit, the install process will be identical. And just a quick correction, the light assembly up here is 2 bolts, and this light bracket is part of it, or license plate bracket is part of the light assembly. And the Challenger and newer Chieftains, 3 bolts here, 2 up here. What you're gonna need for this is very simple: Phillips screwdriver, a 10mm socket. Hopefully yours hasn't run away. I know 10 mils are kind of a necessity these days, commodity, sorry. And a 4mm Allen. You can use a T-handle. I've just got a Allen socket driver here, and just some time. So let's start with disassembling the OEMs, get those off, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the Blackout Industries on. All right, so we're gonna start with the Chieftain. This is the 2019. This is our shop bike again. And all it is you take your 10mm up underneath the fairing between the fender, between the fender and the tire. There are 3 bolts. So I said it right the first time, then corrected myself, and now we're back to the original. So there's 3 bolts. It looks like there's 2 up here and 1 down here. So you're just gonna reach up underneath, undo those 3 10mm, and just like that, we have removed the small 3 10mm machine bolts. I'm not going to get up underneath the tire and show you exactly where they are because it's pretty self-explanatory. You look under the fender, you're going to see 3 bolts. So then this sucker just comes right off. Let's see where Indian hid. There it is. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have to go ahead and yank those 2 off, and the 3rd one is right here. And just like that, we have our OEM housing off. So at this point, before you go doing the install, you would want to take this piece off, wipe the whole fender down. I'd probably wash it, depending on what bike you have, like the Dark Horses. Make sure you use a matte car wash, such as Chemical guys, that's what I use. A nice Chemical Guys matte, or if you just have a gloss, you can still use Chemical Guys. They have really good car wash detailer for that, for like the Hybrid V7. It's a phenomenal product. But for this video, we are simply doing this to show you all how to install it. Is we're going to put it on our bike, and then we're going to take them off and take them down to a shop and have them painted. So let's go over to the Challenger. Let's get all that removed, and then we're going to show you how to do the install process of both. All right, now over to the Challenger. I will stand corrected for a second time. The license plate bracket is 310 millimeters, and the light assembly here is also 310 millimeters. So the light assembly bracket up here, which is your plate light and your turn signals, is 3, and the license plate bracket is also 3. So let's go ahead and get those off. And just like that, we have all 6 bolts removed, which are right here, and we're going to undo the 3 wiring connections, which are the same as over there. Just to give a quick little close-up of this, these are the 3 wiring connections. They're the same on both. So the 2 turn signals, it's just a quick little, you just push down right here, and it will press the clip down so you can pull it out. And then the light in the center, the license plate light, is just going to be this simple tab. You're just going to pull up on this just a little bit, and you're going to slide the connector out. So that's all it is for those. Now we're going to prep the Blackout Industries license plate. I'm going to call them fender eliminator kits, because from the sports bike world, that's kind of what they are. So the Chieftain is just 3 bolts right here, which correspond to the 3 license plate bolts up here, which would go just like that. And then 3 wiring connections. So what we're going to do on both of them is take the license plate bracket off so we can access where the 2 screws are, which are here and here, and then we'll install it and then put this back on. All you need is a simple Phillips. Take the 4 screws out. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and take the bolts with the rubber. Now we're going to leave the rubber on the outside. Yep. So we're just going to take these machine bolts off the back real quick. And just like that, these are prepped to go on the bikes. So let's go ahead and start with the Indian Chieftain one. Like I said, there's 3 bolts, 3 wiring connections, which we're going to route the wiring just like this. And let's see. Those 2. And where is the one? There we go. Before I go bolting this in, I want to make sure I'm going to have enough wire room for this, which I will not. So make sure . And then you can make your 3 wiring connections. The longest wire here is going to be your left turn signal. The shortest one is going to be your right. And then the one outlier is going to be the license plate, which these are just going to rest right on here. So neatly just hold them up in there. So now let's get our 4mm and our 10mm socket and get these machine nuts and bolts tightened up. And just like that, obviously when you go to install this on your bike, it'll be painted, like we're gonna get ours painted to match the bike. And this little bracket will, or this little light will be stuck on here with the provided tape. I'm just not doing that yet because all this is gonna get disassembled and just these pieces are gonna go over to the paint and body shop. So let's go over to the Challenger, get that one going, and then we'll show you how they look all on and everything. And just FYI, obviously this little rubber piece will come off, but right now I'm not, because we're taking these off to go to paint and I'm putting the OEM back on, so I don't want the OEM ruining my fender. So time to go to the Challenger. So darn near same exact process. Let's get this put back in here. So this time I'm going to go ahead and make the connections first. Again, the left side is going to be the longest wire. The shorter turn signal is going to go into the shorter one, to the right. So sorry, the left one, the longest one is the left side. The shortest one is to the right side. And then obviously, again, the outlier is going to go to your license plate light. And then we're just going to be picking up these 2 center holes. So feed your wires up into this big opening. Sure your wires aren't behind a bolt. You don't want them being pinched. Like that, we're gonna put our 2 10mm machine bolts, and we have our 4mm Allen. Okay, and just like that, this one is installed on here. And as you just saw, there was a small mix-up that I just realized you're gonna wanna do. So first off, with the license plate light itself, it is going to run along the top, and I guess I should have left room for that too. You don't need too much room, as you can just slide your plate underneath it. But run your left turn signal and your light bracket, or your license plate light wires along the top, because there's a little bit more room here than there is underneath, because with this being, this should be the same injection molded plastic as the audio lids and whatnot. So this is an NYB polymer injection. So it's got a little bit of flex to it. So as you tighten it to the bike, it will contour and suck itself closer to the bike. So up here, there's a little bit more room. So make sure you route your wires along the top here, so that way you're not pinching them on the bottom like I did. And then also on both of these, it's kind of like a wheel, your wheel, when you do it on your vehicle, kind of go back and forth, alternate. So as you saw, I did a couple turns here, then here, and I went back and forth to evenly suck this to the fender of the bike. So just like the other side, we're gonna put the Blackout Industries license plate on here real quick, just to finish it up. And just like that, the installation of both of these plate brackets is completed. Just a quick overview before we go ahead and get these turned on, show you how they look with the lights, license plate lights, and the turn signals. Again, with the 19 Chieftain, it was just 3 bolts that held on the top of the turn signal and license plate light brackets. They're located up here. This one is all built into one piece, and there's a rubber spot here to hold it here against the bike. And then on the Challenger, it's the same 3 bolts up top to hold the turn signal, license plate bracket, light on, but the bracket itself has 3 bolts as well. So it's 6 bolts on the Challenger Pursuits and 3 bolts on this year Chieftain, but I'm pretty sure the newer Chieftains and Roadmasters, they went to a 6 or a 5 bolt. Super simple, tools required, 10mm socket, 4mm Allen, and a Phillips screwdriver, a little bit of time and patience, and it's good to go. So let's go ahead, turn these bikes on so you can see them, and then we'll turn the lights off so you can really see them as well. All right, just like that, we showed you the Blackout Industries license plate bracket slash, I'm gonna call it fender eliminator kit. Because on sports bikes, that's exactly what it is. You take all the factory junk off, you put something nice and sleek on there, and it looks way better. So we're called the fender eliminator kit. Anywho, we showed you what was all included with that kit. We showed you how to take off all the big gaudy stuff on the rear of both of these bikes, and how to install the Blackout Industries fender eliminator kits for the Indian Chieftain slash Roadmasters and the Indian Challenger slash Pursuits. Sorry. So, that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative and entertaining. And I hope, it gave you some insight on if you want to get this or not. I think they look super cool and gives a nice sleek look. I can't wait till we get it down to the painters, get them paint mashed and put back on here, which y'all see in a later video. And I hope you go out and show some support for this company. It's another small business that takes pride being made in America, which is super important for us all to do. Let's start supporting more and more in-house small businesses that take pride in that. So with that being said, thank you all so much for the support, the subscriptions, and the sharing. And please help me grow the channel more. So smash that like button, the bells down here, I think the subscribe button's up here, and help grow the channel so we can do more content, more giveaways for you all. So enough talking. This is Brandon Davidson, the owner of Davidson Audio. Y'all get out there, ride, and enjoy your bikes. I'm out.